What's up, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here, the New York Yankee video. And there is no sugarcoating it. The Yankees for the last month have been horrible. Horrible. Where they lost 19 of their last 31 games, or 12 and 19 of their last 31 games, pretty much since July 4th. Seems to be one of the worst in Major League Baseball. Got embarrassed by the St. Louis Cardinals. Paul DeYoung, who was hitting about 135, absolutely destroyed Yankee pitching. Destroyed it. I'm getting frustrated now. Now it's starting to wear on me a little bit. Yeah, he's still got a big lead in the division, but this is the thing with the Yankees. What Yankee team is this one? Now, I know Stanton's been hurt. That kills us. We got bum-ass Hicks in the lineup, and we all know Hicks is an automatic out. What was he, 0 for his last 32 or something before he had a couple of squib hits yesterday? Josh Donaldson been garbage can all year. So missing Rizzo, missing Stanton, obviously hurts the Yankees. However, we had the Yankee team at the beginning of the year that was 65 and 25, and now we got this one that can't get out of their own way and seems to lose every game. At the beginning of the year, everything went right for the Yankees. When they didn't hit, they pitched incredibly well. And when they didn't pitch well, the offense always bailed them out. They were able to get runners on, get them over, get them in, bunting, stealing bases, sacrifice flies, the little things, the fundamentals, good defense, good base running. Now, all of a sudden, the last month of the season or so, everything's been the complete opposite. Jordan Montgomery, who we traded, embarrassed the Yankees, shut the Yankees down. Sandy Koufax out there was Jordan Montgomery for 5 innings. Yankees lose 1-0. They lose 12-8. They can't get out of their own way. They either hit and pitch like crap, or they pitch well and they can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag. The bullpen's atrocious. The bullpen, which was a strength of the Yankees, is now in gigantic question mark. Efros giving up the 3-run homer yesterday. That's a joke. I just don't understand this. Clay Holmes is, like I said, he's been cracking like crazy. And I'm telling you, his team is starting to feel pressure. And not every player responds well to pressure. And it is beginning to be a pressure cooker because this is not just a week of bad baseball. Sometimes you chalk it up, hey, we had a bad week. You had a bad series or two. You go 2-6 in an 8-game, an 8-game stretch. That is what it is. It ain't no big deal. But when you're talking over 30 games and you're one of the worst teams in baseball over the course of that time, which is a fifth of the season pretty much, that's saying something. So what the hell Yankee team is this one? Will the real New York Yankees please stand up? Are you the team that was 65 and 25, or are you this team that can't get out of its own way right now? It's an absolute joke. Like, what is going on here with the Yankees? Why all of a sudden is everything going the wrong way? All the balls are bouncing wrong. Like I said, at the beginning of the year, they got a lot of breaks. Now, all of a sudden, borderline strikes going against them, where at the beginning of the year, it might have went for them. But again, the biggest problem with the Yankees is the lack of fundamental baseball, the lack of being able to hit with guys on base. I mean, how many men do the Yankees leave on base every night now? Or at the beginning of the year, they were getting these guys in, and the pitching was good, and the bullpen could come in and shut guys down. Who can we depend on to start? Garrett Cole's been bad the last 3 games. There is no sugarcoating that either. The last 2 games especially, he's been terrible. He gave up 6 runs to the Mariners in the first inning, gave up 5 runs to the Orioles to start before that. Jameson Tyone can't ever get out of the 5th inning anymore. Jordan Montgomery couldn't either before they traded for him. Now, I'm not going to get on Montas. He's coming off an injury. It was his first start. He was on a pitch count. I'm not going to kill the guy. And I'm not going to kill Andrew Benintendi. Again, it's an adjustment period with the Yankees. But my God, you would think these guys went out and made some. I thought they made really good trades. I thought Benintendi was a great addition. I wanted Andrew Benintendi on this team. And I know I would have preferred Luis Castillo, as I think most Yankee fans would have. And then, of course, insult to injury, Luis Castillo shuts the Yankees down twice now, because once with the Reds and once with the Mariners. So he shuts us down. And then Montgomery, who we traded, comes out and shuts us down. You didn't think he had added incentive to shut the Yankees down? Of course he did. But, Montgomery couldn't get out of the 5th inning. Severino's banged up. Nestor Cortez, the guy that we're going to count on, like Nasty Nestor. This is the guy we're going to count on right now. I don't know who you can trust out of the bullpen. Loaiza's been terrible all year. the Yankees make these trades, and I'm like, oh, they strengthened their bullpen. They got the second best starter available out there, in my opinion, to Montas. And again, he had a bad game. I'm not going to sit here and say the guy's going to be terrible. I don't know. I mean, we got to give him a little time. And the same thing in Benintendi. But since the trade deadline, the Yankees ain't won a game. They've lost 5 in a row. I mean, what is going on? Who has to? I don't even know how to turn this around because, like I said, man, they're losing 12-8. They're losing 1-0. They're giving up leads in the 8th inning to 130 hitters. You know, you got your ace giving up 3 homers in the first inning against the Mariners. Like, everything is just completely falling apart. Everything that was so good is so bad now. But again, I've always said, every time something seems like it's really good, it usually ain't that good. And every time something seems really bad, it usually ain't as bad. Or it ain't as good as it seems, ain't as bad as it seems, is the saying. Right now, it seems pretty bad for the Yankees. Yeah, they still got a major lead in this division, but there's a long ways to play. And the Yankees have got to figure this out. They got to straighten the arrow. I've said that this is a marathon. This is a marathon, but the Mets now have the same record as the Yankees. I'm pretty sure the Astros have passed the Yankees for best record in the AL. The Dodgers passed the Yankees a while back. So while the Yankees had that big lead at the beginning of the marathon, now all of a sudden they're slowing down. They're hitting these mile 17 to mile 18, and all of a sudden maybe they burn themselves out, and now they can't run as fast towards the finish line, and you got other guys that pace themselves, and now they're flying by us. I guess I'd rather get this horrible stretch out of the way in August than in October, because I still know the Yankees are going to be there in October. If the Yankees don't make it to October, this will be the biggest collapse since the Red Sox in 78 or the Angels. I think the Angels collapsed against the Mariners in 95. That was a bad collapse too. So there's been some bad ones. And the Yankees aren't usually on the other end of that, except for Boston. Obviously, that was a collapse of epic proportions in 2004. But the New York Yankees, man, well, the real Yankees, please stand the hell up, because I'm getting frustrated now. Like I said, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not going to panic, and I'm still not panicking, but I'm starting to get aggravated because they're not playing good baseball, and that ticks me off. Because like I said, at the beginning of the year, I was happy. Yeah, of course, they're winning. It's going to make me happy, but they're playing fundamental baseball, which is why they're winning games. And all of a sudden, that has just completely stopped, and now they can't get out of their own way. I don't know what to say about it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they better figure it out. I don't know if you want to blame Aaron Boone. I don't know if you want to blame just the players. And maybe it's just the dog days of summer. Sometimes, I don't want to say this, maybe they got bored. Maybe they got such a big lead, they got bored. You don't ever want to think that, but they got out to a 14, 15 game lead. Maybe they got bored. Maybe they just sat and said, oh, geez, well, this is kind of boring. We're beating the hell out of everybody. And we'll just wait till October. But that's a losing attitude. If you're like a guy like Derek Jeter, those teams won all the time, because Jeter, it did not matter if they had a 50-game lead in the division. He didn't want to lose any game. Jeter wanted to go 162-0 every year. He wasn't happy any time they lost. And players are like, oh, that's okay. We got a 10-game lead, and they're fine with losing. That's a losing ball player's mentality. You want to win every game. Even though you know that's impossible, you still want to win every game, and you're never satisfied after a loss. And for some reason, I feel like this team got bored, and they just figured that they had this all wrapped up already, and they just said, we'll just wait till October. And now things are starting to catch up with them. And I'm telling you this, man, you can't just freaking sit there, turn it off, and then expect to turn it on again like that. It don't work like that in baseball. So they have a really tough 3-game series here in Seattle starting tonight. I'm not going to be able to do that game, man. I'll be up till 2 in the morning. I was up till 2 in the morning last night. I'm tired as hell, so I'm not gonna be able to do that. I will be doing a Giants video tomorrow, and I will be live with Online Big Blue Sports, I believe, on this channel tomorrow night about 10 o'clock. I'll have Tim on the channel. We'll talk about training camp and all that other good Giants stuff. Of course, Thursday is preseason. New York Giants, Patriots. That should be on Chris's channel, and obviously a bunch of other things coming up here on the channel. Very busy time of the year. Like I said, we're getting towards the end of baseball. Football's starting up here now. Basketball right around the corner. So we're going to have baseball playoffs, football, and basketball's channel is going to be hopping. Hopefully you guys will subscribe and like and get me to 100,000. That'd be freaking awesome. So that's all I got in this video. Yankees get it together. I don't know which Yankee team is out there, but they better figure it out. So enjoy the rest of your Monday. It's Bad Diggy Dizzle, and I'm going. Peace.